Coming up on Mountain News this morning, health officials in one eastern Kentucky county are worried as COVID cases continue to climb. And find out why you might be spending more on a car you already own in the near future.
Dedicated to eastern and southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News this morning.
Good morning, I'm Chas Gayhart. It is 6 o'clock on Tuesday, January 11th. Let's go back over and see what's going on with Brandon. Quite a bit, actually.
Hanging out here in Letcher County and having a good time. And hopefully you're doing well this morning, my sweet friend, and hopefully we'll be back with you here before too long.
Yes.
A little quarantine going on this morning, but get tested today. We'll see how that's going. But yeah, so
Fingers
hopefully
crossed.
I'll be back with you before the end of the week.
You'll be negative.
That's right. That's right. Exactly. All right, let's get into the forecast this morning, and we'll see what's going on US 119, US 23 over near Jenkins this morning, and no major issues there as we head through the first part of your day. We're going to continue to see limited traffic up that way. We head on over to the temperatures, and you'll see there in the teens and 20s this morning, continuing to drop there most areas. Now, Jacksboro down 2 degrees to 23 since our last check. A lot of folks heading up in those teens this morning. Irvin, the coldest, at 16. 74 is the record high today. 44 is the average high. And today's forecast high is 38. And that record of 74, we hit that last year, if you can believe that. Chas?
Thanks, Brandon. Well, Governor Andy Beshear stressed concern at Kentucky's hospitals yesterday. With positive case numbers combined with a staffing shortage, the governor is calling in more help for hospitals. And now there are questions on the next steps to handle the surge. Grayson Passmore has the latest from Frankfort.
As the governor said during his briefing, Omicron is at levels we've never seen before. And now his office's main concern is that hospitals will reach full capacity again, and soon. The governor announced he's deployed the National Guard to mobilize and assist at hospitals. He says hospitalizations have increased 17%, and 33 of 96 hospitals are reporting staffing shortages. This means beds are filling up, so people with other illnesses or injuries will have nowhere to go, or they'll have extremely long waits. And COVID is now spreading through hospital staff. Since the National Guard is being deployed and the demand for testing is at an all-time high as well, we asked the governor if the Guard may set up mass testing sites again. The governor said that's not a consideration right now due to a lack of testing materials and the turnaround time for labs.
Right now, we don't see an advantage with expanding the locations, given that they're already filling up. But if we got significant more testing capacity and we could turn it around on a reasonable schedule, then it's something we'd certainly consider.
The governor's office once again adding that your likelihood of being hospitalized with COVID if you're vaccinated and fully boosted is significantly reduced. At the Capitol, Grayson Passmore, WKYT.
The Commonwealth broke another state record yesterday, reaching the highest positivity rate yet again. The state reported 5,049 new cases, bringing our case total to more than 930,000. There were 14 new deaths as well, putting the Commonwealth's death toll at 12,425. The positivity rate is now a record 26.33%. The biggest recommendation from the governor's office right now is that schools should be requiring universal masking. Governor Andy Beshear had this to say about cases increasing in schools.
Meaning now, more than 1 in 4 people who get tested are testing positive. We have never seen that before. All right, let's show you the stair stepper chart. Last week, we had 52,603 cases of COVID-19. Our previous record was 30,680. And still, as Dr. Stack will tell you, we are nowhere near the overall incident rate that we are seeing in New York, meaning it's a possibility that that peak could potentially even double, depending on our practices and what we do.
You can always find the latest COVID-19 information on our website at WYMT.com. With the number of COVID-19 cases increasing, counties across the Commonwealth are looking at ways to shift that trend down, especially those ranking as the most impacted. WYMT's Buddy Forbes has more from Pike County, where the most concerning numbers include the mortality rate.
Health professionals say the spread of COVID-19 is far from over.
A little over 1 out of every 5 individuals seeking tests in the past 7 days were positive.
And in Pike County, the increase in cases is only the first of many concerns.
And then a certain number of those land in hospital beds, hospitalized, ICU, ventilators for the very worst.
Sitting at a 21.25% positivity rate as of Monday, the county reports 12,887 total cases, 697 of those active, with 229 deaths.
That shows a 1.8% mortality rate, higher than the state and higher than the nation. So, Pike County is getting closer to that global mortality rate.
A reality that health officials say should not only make people aware, but drive them to action.
Not only did people allow, their behaviors to relax, maybe slightly or maybe significantly, but many were likely outside of the booster recommendation.
Public Health Director Tammy Riley says boosters are recommended after 5 months for Moderna and Pfizer vaccines, and 2 months after the Johnson & Johnson, saying rolling up your sleeve.
The cost of getting sick or being home with COVID-19, and you weigh that to the cost of a completely free vaccine, it's definitely in your favor.
Is still the best way to roll out of the pandemic. In Pike County, Buddy Forbes, WYMT Mountain News.
Riley says the health concerns in the county make the virus that much more of a concern, and the high mortality rate can only be combated by using extra caution as the pandemic continues. And another semester, but COVID is still a big concern as cases spike and Omicron surges. But at this point, University of Kentucky officials think they're in pretty good position. So far, UK is posting a 90% vaccination rate for its campus community and still maintains policies on weekly testing for unvaccinated people and masking, and that's allowing them to keep classes in person and on time.
We know that anxiety rates have gone up, mental health issues have increased as a result of the sort of disconnection and isolation, and that's been particularly acute with younger people. So it's important in the K-12 context and in this university context, it's important for young people to be connected, to be in community, and that means being back in that classroom.
In the coming weeks, university officials plan to release details about a COVID booster incentive program for students. Officials are also encouraging those on campus to get their flu shot. The Kentucky Senate has passed a top priority bill to shift key school governance decisions to superintendents and away from school-based decision-making councils. The legislation would give school superintendents the authority to choose curriculum. Also under the bill, the selection of school principals would be put in the hands of superintendents. The measure cleared the Senate on a 25-9 vote Saturday and now goes to the House. The proposal's designation as Senate Bill 1 signals that it's a leading priority among Senate Republicans. A recent letter from the Kentucky Department of Revenue is leaving Kentuckians upset about how much they may owe when they renew their tags. Due to the ongoing limited supply of used cars and increased dealer interest for used cars, the property tax amount of various cars may increase, anywhere from $10 to more than $100. But state representatives say this only affects you if your car has increased in value.
It appears some people have seen that their overall tax bill has gone up, and they're trying to suggest that this administration has increased their tax rate. That is not what has happened. What has happened is your car is worth more. Just like when your house appreciates and is worth more, the tax rate is a percentage of the overall property value.
Kentucky State Representative Angie Hatton adds that if you do need to pay more on your car taxes, showing that it has a high mileage or proof that the car still needs repairs could lower that rate. An interim judge executive was sworn in yesterday for Martin County. Colby Kirk served as deputy judge, but was appointed to the position by Governor Andy Beshear after the death of former judge executive Victor Sloan. He added that he looks forward to serving and promised to work towards economic growth in the community. Kirk also announced in December that he will be running for the position in the next election once his time as interim judge executive is over.
Coming up on 6:10 this morning, and we are seeing that cold air continue to surge into our region. A lot of teens out there this morning, so bundle up. Don't stay out the bus stop too long if you're in session today. A lot of schools closed or delayed there. You can see those on the bottom of your screen and on WYMT.com. A lot of NTI days today, but again, continue to be careful if you have to be out and about this morning, as we see temperatures again in the 16-degree range to about 23 out there. 38 this afternoon. Sunshine's going to warm us up quite nicely as we get later into the day. And your headlines, it's going to be an active weather week. We'll see another cold start today. Sunshine continues through tomorrow, maybe even early on Thursday, and then winter returns, or at least the potential for it returns as we head toward the weekend with two different systems. Chas?
Thanks, Brandon. And thank you for joining Mountain News this morning. More news is on the way. Coming up, health organizations here in the U.S. ask for donations as the urgent need for blood continues.